Nobody wins when the family feels.
Investigators still working a triple homicide that happened in an East Macon neighborhood over the weekend.
2 guns found on the scene and 2 brothers are dead. A 16-year-old also died Saturday night around 11 on East William Street.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Maggie Fitzgerald. New tonight, neighbors in East Macon described the moment they heard dozens of gunshots ring out Saturday night. Witnesses tell us the gunfire sounded like an automatic weapon. Some say they heard 2 separate rounds of shots about an hour apart.
I thought maybe it was some firecrackers or something because it said pow, 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 pow. And I'm like, what in the world? And then about an hour or so later, they did the same thing. Pop, pop, pop. Kind of scary because them bullets ain't got no name, or they can come to anybody's apartment or anyone and shoot, kill, hurt them. You know, it's sad.
When you get people together willing to share, the world gets awfully small. And that's when we're able to close cases and make arrests.
How, whether it be a gun buyback program, something we've got to do here in Macon to make sure we get the number of guns off the street.
District 3 Commissioner Stanley Stewart says the violence is tearing apart the community.
That'd be my thing. Where is people getting these guns from? Where the young niggas getting these guns from? That's my biggest thing. They always say, man, we gonna get the guns off the streets. Man, it seems like the guns is being more on the streets than off of it. Cause how these young niggas getting these guns? But this ain't got nothing to do with no woman, my nigga. I mean, no niggas. This a girl that just got done graduating. I heard I heard this girl here, a 20-year-old Georgia woman, did her a triple murder.
And churches and schools to take action to end the cycle. He says the
that
threat.
sound like the girl Colombiana. What's the girl that played off the movie Colombiana? Whatever her name is. Oh man.
Coming from within the community, not outside.
We got Crime Stopper signs out. We've had them out since April. This area had an issue back then. We go out to where the action is taking place, make contact, and try to do what we can to put people together.
Now imagine this, fam. You're in a small Georgia neighborhood on a quiet night. Crickets chirping, porch lights on, kids inside. Then suddenly, over 50 shots get let off. You quickly find out 3 young men end up losing their lives. And a couple days later, police say the only person tied to it as of yet is a 21-year-old woman who just graduated with honors. And all across town, they talking about it. How she go from classroom excellence to cold case suspect. Yeah. Not for 1 murder, not for 2, but for 3. Was she set up? Did she know too much? Or did she really have a hand in what went down that night? Well, in this video, we're going to try our best to find out. According to all public records, we're going to try to break down everything. The victims, the connection, and how one of Macon's most shocking cases might have just exploded something deeper in Bibb County. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and...
Not no single, not no double, or triple murder. What? That still got me fucked up. After graduating with honors? Hey girl,
subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Now let's start this video off with some facts. We know victims' families are angry, and they got every right to be. But now it's gotten to the point, because of the information being shared online, that even the suspects themselves might allegedly want this young girl gone, simply because of what she knows. So now you got 2 sides of the community. Some praying she's alive, and others praying she's caught, all in the name of justice. And at 21 years old, this young woman is in what you call a lose-lose situation. And the crazy part is this: we know if she is apprehended, authorities already believe more arrests is likely to come. But before we dive into the full details of this case, who was involved, and what allegedly happened, and how investigators say this was part of a retaliation shooting, without giving too much detail, let's talk about Macon, Georgia first itself. The crime, the history, and some quick facts about the city. Now, when you hear the name Macon, Georgia, most people think of a small, slow-paced southern town. But if you really know Macon, you know it's a city split in 2. One side built on history and heart, and the other side is still fighting heavy poverty, violence, and generational trauma. Located in Bibb County, Macon sits right in the middle of Georgia, not far from Atlanta. About an hour and some change away, but the difference in opportunity feels like night and day. Over the past few years, crime in Macon has risen dramatically, In 2024 alone, the county recorded more than 70 homicides, most involving young people under 25. And just like a lot of other smaller southern cities, Macon's biggest problem isn't just the violence itself, it's how fast retaliation spreads. One shooting turns into 2, then 3. Then you having families left with no answers. But at the same time, it's also a city full of pride, music roots, church culture, and tight-knit families who've been there for generations. So when something like this happened, especially involving a young woman who once represented the best of her community, it hits home a little different. That's why this story grabbed the entire county's attention, because it wasn't just another case of senseless violence. It was a reminder that no matter how small the town, darkness can still find its way in. So now we got that foundation laid out, fam. Let's talk about what really happened that night, who the victims were, and how investigators believe the entire situation was part of a retaliation gone wrong. Fam, meet Rikimia Henley. She only 21 years old as of today. At first, she went to Westside High School, but she found herself going off track until she transferred and decided to attend a school that wear uniform, more strict, and less distractions. And because of that, back in April of 2020, her mom went to Facebook and said the following: "I'm so proud of my baby, Rikimia Henley. Through all the pain and lost loved ones, the mishap at Westside, which almost cost her future, but God stepped in. My baby grieved, cried, and endured unimaginable pain, but she still remained humble, focused, and driven to be successful. This little girl gave up her fashion, wearing her own clothes to school, to be at a school that wears uniform and doesn't allow them to have their phone. To be at a school with less distractions and a better leader. I thought she would give up a long time ago because she loves her threads, but instead, she went harder, staying at school from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., staying on her ish, going to twilight tutoring, whatever it takes. Every time I go to her room, she's glued to that laptop on E2020, assuring her education and success. And okay, yes, for a teenager, that's considered a boring life, but I promise it's gonna pay off. But today, I just wanna say this beautiful, determined, headed, strong, spoiled brat of mine, that I love her, and I'm so proud of her. She deserves every dime I spent on her. And her hard work is not going unnoticed. I see you, babe, and your priorities being in the right place at such a young age is awesome. But your hunger for success is absolutely breathtaking." The following year, May of 2021, she graduated, and her local news platform has shouted her out for graduating with honors from Northeast High School. It didn't go on to say she's the daughter of Corinthia Henley and the late Jesse Henley. And then that's when I found out more about the parents' relationship and how the dad had lost his life after doing research on him. And that's when I found out that Rikimia's mom had killed her dad back in 2009 with a kitchen knife after coming home for stabbing a man in 1999 and doing 3 years. According to an article by the Macon Post back in 2009, it quoted that a woman who fatally stabbed her husband early Sunday morning had previously served 3 years in prison for stabbing a man in 1999, according to court records. Bibbs County Superior Court records show Corinthia Henley, then Corinthia Johnson, pled guilty November 29, 1999 to stabbing a man July 15, 1999. She was sentenced March.
Boy, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, they say. Her mama's a motherfucking savage. She know the daughter is. Her daughter done topped that. Golly.
7 2000 to serve 3 years in prison, followed by 7 years on probation, according to court records. She came home in 2000.
The man must have been abusive then. If she killed her husband or her boyfriend, he must have been abusive to get 3 years for stabbing him. Did she kill him?
By 2009, 6 years later, she was 30 years old, and she ended up stabbing 28-year-old Jesse Gerald Henley with a kitchen knife following an argument at around 5:45 a.m. It was Sunday, according to Macon police. A police report labeled the case as justifiable homicide. Corinthia Henley told officers her husband was beating her and pushed her face into a pan of grease warming on the stove when she reached for the knife. The police sergeant at the time said no charges had been filed in connection with Jesse Henley's death, and the police investigation expected to be ongoing for months, but now it's considered closed. Ultimately, the case was transferred to Bibbs County District Attorney's Office, and they was the ones to determine if charges would be filed or not, and I guess they chose not to. But as you can see, Rikimia had a rough growing up, and if my math is correct, when her mom came home the next year, she had her. And then 2 years later, she killed her dad. And since the age of 2, Rikimia has been living life without her father, only her mom. Now, fast forward to 2025, just 4 years after graduating high school with honors, Rikimia is now wanted by Bibb County for not 1 or 2, but 3 homicides, 2 brothers, and a young man.
Boy, Boy, it look like she'll do something, boy. It look like she'll do something. Rakimi Henley, you hell. You hell, man. Triple murder. Ooh.
Guns was found at the scene. A handgun and a Draco. She back on August 18th, 2025. It was a Saturday night, and a shooting had took place on East William Street in Macon. It left 3 people dead. See, according to the sheriff's office, the first call to 911 came in at around 10:30 p.m. reporting a man had been shot on William Street. The victim was identified as 27-year-old Quantarius Townsend. He was taken to a local hospital where he was later pronounced deceased. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. Roughly 30 minutes later, deputies responded to another call in the 500 block of William Street and found 2 more victims. Brandon Thomas, 21, Markel Bonner Jr., 16, suffering from gunshot wounds. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office later pronounced them dead. May they both rest in peace and love and condolences to their families as well. As mentioned before, at least 50 shell casings were recovered as investigators processed the scene throughout the night. Bibb County's coroner, Leon Jones, said 2 weapons were recovered at the scene. An AK-47 rifle and a handgun. And for weeks, they had no suspect.
How's this girl getting this gun? How's she getting them guns? AK-40, them army guns, y'all. Them ain't supposed to be, you know, your motherfucker don't know how to use them guns. Who's teaching her how to shoot these guns? What the fuck? What?
Urging the authorities to come in with clues. But throughout the barbershops, the hair salons, the schools, people was already talking. And they already knew what was up. But check this news clip out first.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Maggie Fitzgerald. New tonight, neighbors in East Macon described the moment they heard dozens of gunshots ring out Saturday night. Witnesses tell us the gunfire sounded like an automatic weapon. Some say they heard 2 separate rounds of shots about an hour apart. Hunter King shares more after speaking with people who live nearby.
Automatic weapon.
Neighbors here in East Macon off of William Street tell me that they are shocked, not by the shooting itself, but just the severity of it all. Investigators say dozens of shots rang out on Saturday night shooting that claimed the lives of 3 men. And here on Sunday afternoon, those same investigators are trying to figure out what led up to the shooting. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office identifies the victims as 27-year-old Quantarius Townsend, 21-year-old Brandon Thomas, and 16-year-old Markel Bonner Jr. Deputies responded to the 500 block of William Street just before 11 p.m. on Saturday night. Diane Jolly lives down the road, and she heard the gunfire.
I was in bed, and I thought maybe it was some firecrackers or something, because it said, pow, 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 pow. And I'm like, what in the world? And it was about an hour or so later, he did the same thing. Pow, 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 pow.
Jolly says the neighborhood was quiet when she moved here nearly 4 years ago. She described a different scene now.
It really is scary. For me to be an older person, and it's like, he kind of scary because them bullets ain't got no name, or they can come to anybody's apartment or anyone and shoot, hurt them. You know, it's sad.
Our crews first on the scene Saturday night.
A lot of innocent motherfuckers is getting killed, bro. People don't know how to really shoot them guns, man. They just switch it. Boy, you don't know what you're doing, boy, when them shots get the ringing, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
At least 50 shell casings at the scene. Witnesses who spoke to us off camera say gang activity is frequent in the neighborhood. One witness tells us this shooting may be connected to a previous incident, but the sheriff's office has not confirmed that link. Deputies found 2 victims dead at the scene. Townsend died at the hospital. We reached out to the sheriff's office for an interview, but they declined. Reporting in East Macon, Hunter King, 13 WMAZ News.
The Sheriff's Office asks anyone with information to call 478-751-7500 or Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME.
Now, this Macon, Georgia. So that was the talk of the town for weeks. And weeks would go by, authorities would still have yet to make an arrest. But they started to get some tips. They later found out that the suspects was allegedly a part of a crew called EBK, who had ongoing feud with another group who allegedly took matters into their own hands and shot up their neighborhood and was considered a drive-by. And this is how authorities will have a person of interest 5 weeks later for those 3 murders. It's been alleged and on social media that the crew who was into it with those group of young men, one of them was a boyfriend to Rakima. And the only reason authorities only know her so far because it's been alleged that it was her vehicle that was used. Even someone had went on social media and wrote this in the comments, indicating that her boyfriend was one of the ones who shot it up and allegedly her car was used. But none of that has been confirmed, but it would make sense on why authorities will only have her as listed as a person of interest thus far. On top of that, people has been going around with this theory that she allegedly set these dudes up, but as of now, that's not the fact. And if that's proven and given out by local authorities or via court records, you know I'm gonna keep you guys updated. But nonetheless, Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, Bibbs County had put up a wanted poster for Rakimia Henley. Says she's 21, 5'6", weigh 135 pounds, brown hair, and black. They also indicated she had braces and tattoos along the right arm and thigh. Now, even though she won it in the court of law, she's innocent
I
until...
don't know where she at. I want to know where Rakimia Henley, whatever her name is. I want to know where you at. Yeah, I want to know where are you right now. Now, if she was, she is innocent to prove guilty, but it is a little sus because like, why you ain't turning yourself in? Like, why she not turning herself in? If you innocent, just turn yourself in, baby. If you innocent. But they don't look like no innocent person to me. If you running this long and you got a wanted post, because I'm pretty sure she knows she's wanted for triple. Not a murder, triple. You done killed 3 niggas. Her mama is a savage too. Apple don't fall too far from the tree, guy. This girl here's the next Colombiana, man. Whatever that girl name off that movie. Golly. Oh, either she probably didn't do it or she might have had something to do with it. Just turn yourself in, baby, but she ain't gonna do that. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her, my nigga. If I done did that stuff or I had something to do with it, shit, I ain't turning myself in for nobody. Y'all gotta come catch me. Do your job.
Guilty. You can only imagine what's going through her head right now. Mm-hmm. Not only her head, but her mother. You're talking about somebody who graduated with high honors 4 years prior, overcame obstacles in high school, made that transition, grew up without her dad since the age of 2 because he was killed by the hands of her mother. And now she wanted for 3 bodies. And some say she ain't pulled 1 trigger. It's a very unfortunate situation, but it goes to show you, trying to fit in.
She didn't pull 1 trigger, baby. Just turn yourself in then. If you so innocent, just turn yourself in. Seemed like she wanted for murder. She ain't turning herself in. Basically, she on the run. She may didn't do it. She may have had something to do with it. Or, let's see what the comments say, y'all. Let's see what them comments say. When the party's over, people are going to be in for a rude awakening when they realize hell is not metaphor. The fear of God has fled and is telling, keep God in the mindset. Her family got to move due to retaliation of those 3. So mom got 2 bodies and the daughter's got 3. That's nuts. That's what I said. The apple don't fall too far from the tree, boy. And they right too. They better move or they after that mama. But boy, she was doomed for, but she had it in her from the get-go. Her mama was a savage. Didn't play with a motherfucker. Her mama won't shoot you, but she'll stab you though. Yeah, she'll stab you. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. Golly. That's it for that video, man. Yeah, she on a whole new level. Rakimia Henley, she on a whole new level, bro. She on a whole new level, man. Until next time, though, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We out.